Okay.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, want to give all praises
To YAHAWAH, BaHashem,
YAHAWASHI,
BaHashem,
Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of GreatMillstone, and peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. And we're the brothers over here in GMS Tampa. I'm the brother Mayakala.
I'm the brother Malachiah.
Kind of, just gonna get back on, try to redo this lesson. Did it in transit, but for that reason, we know how it is. It's all spiritual. I didn't save, so those will, the spirit can get rekindled again. We go back and finish the lesson out. But we'll just start from the top again. Going to how our walk. We walk a very straight road. And this straight road leads to the kingdom. All right, it might not look like anything to the outside. People on the outside that don't have a clue what's going on. Quoted earlier, Wisdom Song 3rd chapter, and inside unwise they seem to die, and they're departing from us to be misery and destruction. But what our hope and what we're working towards is immortality. And not just because we're going to be immortals, but because the Lord said we are, if we can endure unto the end. So again, it's going to be really, really clear, especially coming the times we're coming into. That's why as we just say, then shall I know whom I chosen. Right, because it's going to be crystal clear who the Lord is dealing with. Because those men that have been on that straight path, that have not strayed to the left or to the right, they kept walking that straight and narrow path. Speaking of our apostle knows on down, they're going to be greatly rewarded for their discipline, for their tenacity, all right, for their work ethic, and for ultimately their faith in the Lord. Okay, when the Lord really starts making manifest again His judgments. But we'll get started.
It's the book of Proverbs 21:8. It reads, "The way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right."
Right. So it says the way of man is strange and forward and strange. It says in Ecclesiastes 7th chapter. It says, "Lo, I only found is that matter of fact, probably can grab it. The Most High made man upright, but He have sought out many inventions." That's loosely quoting it. But those many inventions is leaning upon your own understanding. It's Ecclesiastes 7 and 29. Leaning upon your own understanding. Okay, so people in the world, they might think that they're doing the right thing, and that's the point when they're going off. They think, okay, they don't know. All right, and that's why again the Lord rebuked us and chastised us and woke us back to who we are. Okay, that's why we repented. All right, we feel guilty for what we were doing. We're walking a crooked path before we came to this truth. But now we're on that straight and narrow. We're going to that word straight. It's a path of difficulty, and this path of difficulty leads to life. Okay, the hardest walks lead to the greatest rewards, and that's what we're pushing towards. To push towards that mark again, following the footsteps of YAHAWASHI through our apostles and elders.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes 7:29, straight to the point. It says, "Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions."
Yep. So what makes man upright is the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord. All right. So the Lord made man to be upright. Speaking about the Israelites, the so-called News Latinos, Native Americans, the sons of Adam. Okay. Adam was supposed to be what? An image of made in the Most High's image. So we're made in the Most High's image by again how we conduct ourselves. Again, these laws, statutes, commandments that are supposed to lead us onto the path of life. For everywhere we go, like it says in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, you start on down from the first verse to the 14th verse. Those are the blessings if we kept them. All right, but if we didn't keep them, that's why there's a whole bunch more precepts after the curse that's going to take hold of us, and that's the curses we're that are on us right now. Right, because we sought out our own inventions, we sought out our own way, worshiping other gods, and following after a manner that wasn't right.
Yeah, and these inventions, all right, have basically, when you look at it, have destroyed, all right, the nation of Israel. They sought off after these many different inventions that were not right towards them. It wasn't right towards Yahawah, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI. So it made them go off. So the Lord, has saved that remnant. Okay?
Yep. And those inventions were pushed out by that serpent. Esau, even the white man, it says the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field that the Most High made. So that philosophy, that demon juice He passed to our people, they've been drinking it since the garden. And it started with the woman. Because you go back to that Ecclesiastes 7th chapter.
In the 28th.
Yeah, there's none of these women are right. Okay, that's why they need to be told what the hell to do. Okay, and that's why again. We love quoting, but it's true. It says a man should be more precious than fine gold. Okay, you're supposed to be following us. Okay, when you fall after the serpent, hey, and this is the course of the world that had to take, because it's all according to the Lord's purpose. But now it's what? For the Lord to raise up those men in great boldness to what? Stand up for what's right, being His truth, you know?
That's it. Con. Going back in Proverbs 21:8, the way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right.
Right.
All right. And in the NLT, it says the guilty walk a crooked path.
A crooked path, okay? And in a crooked path, you know, it's all squiggly, and you know, it takes you through all types of places you need to be going, you know?
Different routes.
Different routes, you know? You're wasting your time, you know? And with the straight path, the straightest, the quickest direction you can take is going straight. You know, we're going straight to the kingdom. Okay, you know. But we'll finish the precept.
It reads on. It says, "The innocent travel a straight road."
The innocent travel a straight road. And who's the innocent? The elect. They're blameless in the sight of YAHAWASHI. They're guiltless, right? Because again, they have His testimony, which is the spirit of prophecy, and they have the blood, all right, that covers them. Okay, and they love their lives unto death. Okay.
Con. I'm gonna jump here to the book of Matthew 7 and verse 13. Maybe we can get that Titus. It says, verse 13, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat."
Yep, and that many is that multitude that was born in vain. All right, that multitude that's gonna perish. All right, following that broad gate, a huge wide net to catch all the wicked. All right, and that's what's gonna happen to the majority of this world because they fall into that broad. All right, you know, every avenue of this world, the devil has his hand in it. All right, the money, okay, the religions, you know, everything. All right, the TV. All right, this vibration is of Satan. You know, spiritually even saying, and he has a physical counterpart being Esau, Edom, so white man. Right, so this is his world. You know, but the vibration that we're coming with, we're breaking down those strongholds, okay? You know, because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. All right, this truth is a floodgate, you know, and it's changing the whole course of the world, whether you realize it or not. That's why this world is crumbling, and one's being raised up right beneath it, okay? Going into the kingdom of heaven, which dwells in us, okay? But starts with YAHAWASHI, okay? And it's truth, you know?
Hey, that's why the scripture says, "Follow not the multitude to do evil." And many of these people that are out here that following the multitude, they're being like as into basically the sheep unto this world. All right, following after the ways of the world. This is why they will be destroyed because they're going that broad way. Okay, verse 14 it says, "Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it."
Yep, that's that straight path. Okay, that's the walk that the elect walk. Okay, and it says few there be that find it. All right, and that's what really we didn't find it. The Lord found it for us. As He said, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you." He opened our eyes to see that path, and we opened our eyes and we looked to the right, and we said, "That's the way we gotta go." All right, we did a whole 180. We turned our whole life around, okay, to follow the right way, which now we're walking that straight path, okay. And again, that's that path that leads to the kingdom. 2 Corinthians 7th chapter talks about deep water on one and fire on the other, okay. And to get to that broad, okay, we have to, which is the kingdom, okay, our kingdom. We have to go to that straight and narrow path, that tribulation, okay, Jacob's trouble, our temptation, okay, the hot time period we're coming into, all right, to test our fidelity. We went into that a little bit Wednesday here in our live show, you know.
Going to that Titus 1 and 15, bringing up the point back in that Proverbs 21 and 8. I'm gonna read it one more time. It says, "The way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right." This is the book of Titus 1 and 15. "Unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure."
Right. So Jake, you know, we come to them with this truth. You know, we are on the highways and byways over to YouTube. Okay. You know, Jake don't want to believe nothing. Okay, besides doing his own will. All right. There's talks about in the last days shall be scoffers walking after their own lusts. All right. You know, so this work that we're doing, this is what's pure in the sight of the Lord. Okay, really going to making our body a living sacrifice. All right, putting up our time. Okay, to serve the Lord, our heart. All right, our energy, everything towards, you know, to the best of our ability, because we are in captivity. But again, always meditating on heavenly things. Okay, as our conversation is in heaven, right? So the pure work that we're doing is again the Lord's business, right? Forwarding His agenda, forwarding His counsel. Okay, whatever it may be in the body of the Lord. Okay, you might not be a prophet. Okay, but you better put your hand towards that plow, building towards that building. Okay, you know, the building being the third temple, which is us. You know, so onto the pure, all things are pure. Okay, so again, this work, okay, this truth, the most purest thing there is. Okay, being the words of YAHAWASHI, it says is his words tried 7 times. Okay, but go ahead.
God reads on. It says, but even their mind and conscience is defiled.
Right, so that's why they can't receive this truth. It says ever learning but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth because they have not been washed. They have to be washed. Okay, and it starts with the washing of the word. Okay, so if you're not washed from your filthy ways, okay, you know, your evil doings, okay, you're gonna have a defiled and reprobate mind. Okay, because the Lord has to ultimately convert you. But the Lord said that He blinded them so they can't come into love of this truth. Because why? Because the Lord wants to destroy through doors of own people. Right?
Right, and you read that in the book of 2 Corinthians 4, I believe it's 3 and 4. It goes into how the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. All right, so hey man, these people, their minds have been defiled, all right, by Esau Edom, by the different inventions that he put out here within the earth. So this is why you see them not coming back towards YAHAWASHI. All right, they love this world so much. All right, they don't want to turn away from it. All right, why? Because their deeds are evil. Verse 16, it says they profess that they know the Most High. But in works they deny Him.
There you go. So they profess to know the Most High. Yes, any human being, so to say. He asked Jake when they walk past, do you believe in God? Yeah, I believe in God. You know, but it says, but in works they deny Him. Okay, there's a lot of lip service in this world. You think just because you say you believe in the Lord, okay, that covers you. No, you have to put towards the effort. And Jake don't want to do that because why? Because that means they're gonna have to be held accountable. Jake don't want to be held accountable. They want to just put their hands up in the air and just be cool with everybody and fade to black. Okay, they got problems with nobody. Okay, but you got a problem with the Lord because you love this world. Friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. Okay, either you hear this word and you be converted, you repent, you turn back from your evil doings and you become a new creature, or you're just gonna be that much more condemned when the judgment starts coming. You know, but finish that precept.
It says they profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny Him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
Reprobate meaning lack of judgment. You know, they don't have the foresight. They're not prudent because again they haven't been awakened to this truth. Right? True prudence is knowing this truth. If you don't know this truth, you're gonna be out there to be destroyed. Okay, and it says being disobedient. The Jacob's in a rebellious house. They don't want to listen to no damn body. They don't listen to their mama, listen to their father, listen to their boss, nobody. Nobody, okay? So how much more the Lord, okay? You know, and every word reprobate, okay? Because what Jake gets into in this world, okay, it's a waste of time, okay? Especially in the time we're coming into now, all right? You know, you're digging yourself a hole, all right, in the time of judgment because, again, as back then it's time of 7 AD, YAHAWASHI cried because, hey, our people just not understand this is the time of their visitation and the judgment going to hit them first, you know? They're going to get judged first. The Lord judges his house first. And then he deals with other nations. So Jake, you're going to catch hell. Okay? That's why it's called a time of Jacob's trouble. If you take this chip, you're done. All right? That's it. You know? Right now, the devil's warming up with these juice mandates, stuff like that. All right? But the big test, the real final test is that chip. And if you don't have the knowledge of wisdom and understanding and the fear of the Lord, you're going to take that chip and you're going to be destroyed. Okay?
This is why many of them are going to be taken. All right, that's why the scripture says, I believe in the book of 2nd Ezra, I believe it's 9. I could be wrong, but it's going into how the Lord says, let the multitude perish then. All right, let my great be kept. All right, the Lord has saved that remnant. All right, but with the rest of these, you know, the rest of the Israelites, okay, especially on this side, they will be destroyed. All right, because many of them are going to follow after the ways of the inventions of Esau Edom, and they're going to take this chip. Okay, going to the book of Sirach, chapter 11, start at verse 20. It says, be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work.
Yep, when you're steadfast, you're always constantly in it. You know, you're always pushing towards it. You know, it's a constant effort. You know, so be steadfast in thy covenant. You know, going into with the contract we made with the Lord, which is these laws, statutes, commandments that he gave us, which we can't keep perfectly. That's why we're in the grace period to that second covenant, where that covenant's gonna be in our laws, the laws, statutes, commandments gonna be in our inward part, right? But again, going into how we move, it says if any man strive for the masteries, yes, is what strive lawfully. You know, so we're not overcoming evil with evil, we're overcoming evil with good. And what is the good? The work of the Lord. Okay? He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. Okay, what's the whole duty? Fear the Most High, keep his commandments. So being conversant therein, you know, is you're involved in it. You know, we quote earlier. You know, Second Peter, was it 3? If I'm not mistaken, or is it 4?
Oh, 10.
Yeah, where it says
3 and 11.
What? Yeah, kind of. Where it's what man and man are we to be?
Yeah.
You know, on all holy conversation and godliness. You know, our conduct. Okay, how we move. And it says wax old in our work. Look at our apostle nails on down. All right, waxing old. Okay, you know, and you wax old by firstly the wisdom. You know, gray hair on your head is wisdom. Okay, that's a crown of wisdom. You know, and it starts again with the fear of YAHAWASHI.
Hey, and like I stated earlier, you know, going into, you know, when you come into this truth, all right, you got, that's it. Hey, when you come into this truth, all right, it's one way in, all right. It ain't no, like the brother say earlier, you said there is no retirement. There's no retirement plan.
Yep.
So once you come in, you sign this with blood.
Blood in, blood out.
Blood in and blood out.
Yep.
So when you come in, you wax old, all right, in this word.
Yep, so that's why it says in Psalm 2nd chapter, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. That goes into counting the cost. Right. If you be able to finish, you know, you have to look at this job requirement and see if you're able to qualify for this job requirement. You know, and we hope in that. That's why it's to say, put on therefore the elect, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that be able to withstand the wiles of the devil, his tricks. You know, because the devil's sly and slick. It says he's as a roaring lion walking about, seeking whom he may devour. So you have to know who your enemy is. Okay, and firstly, your number one enemy is yourself. Right. Remember that. You know.
Verse 21. It says, "Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord, and abide in thy labor."
Yep. So keep your head down and keep working. You know, keep working. Marvel not the works of sinners. All right. You know, again, wish you kept the first video, but you know, going into John the Revelator, man, he was marveled when he saw that woman. She was bad little bitch. You know, and he was like, man, you know, and the angel rebuked him. He's like, yo, this place is about to be destroyed. I'm about to show you the judgment of this great whore. This is a whore. This woman's a whore. She's not faithful. Okay, she gonna run you through the ringer. You know, so marvel not that works, because why? We know the bigger picture. This place is gonna be destroyed. So the fashion of this world is gonna pass away. You know, we blend in, being wise servants, harmless as doves, but our treasure is not on the earth. Our treasure is in heaven. So in that day, we can start plucking from that true retirement plan, which is the rest the Lord promised for us, if we can endure unto the end. You know.
Yeah, it ain't no 401k either, man.
No.
So it reads. It says, "For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich."
And starting spiritually, that starts with our faith. We were poor because we didn't have no faith in the world. And suddenly, the Lord made us rich because that gift He gave us, which is our faith. The poor of this world, but rich in faith. You know, but physically, you know, the Lord's gonna make us rich because why? Because He promised us eternity. He promised us everything. Many mansions. All right, heart's desire. You know, at the Lord's right hand, pleasures forevermore. All right, and all in righteousness. You know. Right. So suddenly, because as soon as this place is destroyed, is as soon as our kingdom can be set up. You know. So as quick as this place can be taken out, as quick we can be put into power. But the Lord promised us crowns, sitting on thrones, you know, the heathen for our inheritance, you know, and an everlasting name, a good name that's going to last forever. Because why? Because the elect, man, again, these are the elites, you know, of the universe. These are not some fly-by-night regular people. In the flesh they are, but these men are really great, and that's why the Lord's going to deliver them, you know.
Right. When we see YAHAWASHI come and break open them clouds, all that sorrow, all the mourning, all the stuff that we looking at, all these sinners, what they doing, all that's going to be put to rest. But when we see YAHAWASHI, He's going to come to our joy. Yep. All right.
And those new bodies.
Those new bodies
Bro, we better get new bodies. And Esau, he spends billions and billions and how much money he spends on his so-called science to try to escape death, to try to have a body to where he can't go up. That's why he wants to grab your conscience, as he calls, your spirit, and put it in a robot. You know?
Some off shit,
some weirdo stuff, you know, because he can't get to it. But that promise is going to be freely given unto us. As soon as the light hits you, you know, when you get beaten up, you can get some new bodies. All right, some glorious, godly bodies. You know,
that's it. Verse 22, it says, "The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly He maketh His blessing flourish."
Right. So again, deemed up, bro. That costs. That's what we working. It's not free to get on no ship. We gotta suffer. We gotta suffer with the Lord, you know, and then we can reign with Him. All the stuff that's promised unto Him, He gonna give us a piece of it, you know, because we're gonna be joint heirs in His kingdom, you know. And again, you know, this place gonna be passed away like a bad dream. You're gonna wake up and yawn one day, your kingdom, your full cotton bed, and got a beautiful woman next to you, and all your kids, downstairs waiting for you, coming down. Morning, Lord, all that, You're in a beautiful mansion, whatever, in some planet, whatever. All right, and you had a good night's rest. Man, you had a good time the night before, having a good time with the brothers, and all that stuff. You're not gonna remember this shit we was going through, because it's not gonna be word that can be compared. So that's why, again, we have the vision, we can see the future. We just gotta keep pushing towards that. Okay, and eventually the Lord's gonna make that. It's gonna say the acceptable year of the Lord, and it's just gonna be a wrap. Okay, it already is a wrap. Okay, we just have to what? We have to endure unto the end. Lord's will. We have that spirit to keep pushing, resist the chip. Get through what we gotta get through, because man, it's well worth it. Okay, and the Lord, He's gonna be with us through that. Okay, it's not an impossible task. The Lord's not gonna make you grab moon rocks. He said, "What? Just trust in me." All right, and we'll be all right. All right. So that's pretty much the point. So with that, Lord's words be edifying. As always, want to give all praises
to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of GreatMillstone. Peace and bless the elect of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.